Have you ever thought of a forest as a farm field? Well, that surprising observation came from the subject of today's feature story. As you heard earlier on Farm Week, Jason Smith of Brookhaven is the new Mississippi Forestry Association Outstanding Logger of the Year. The young businessman has already built a reputation for conservation, safety, generosity, and service to the logging industry.
I'm just a name. My guys that's out here with me, that's Jason Smith Logging.
It was probably inevitable Jason Smith of Brookhaven, Mississippi would own his own logging business. The third-generation logger grew up surrounded by grandparents, parents, uncles, and cousins in the logging industry. As a result, at the age of 36, he has more experience and expertise than his youth might imply. He's worked full-time in logging since 1998. Smith worked with his father Jimmy and for 4 years co-owned the J.S. Timber Company with him. With his father looking toward retirement, Smith formed his own company in 2011.
There's a lot of good loggers in the southwest part of Mississippi, and the thing that kind of stood out to us is he's just a man of character and integrity, and he enjoys what he does, and he's real passionate about it.
Those who know Smith say one of his strongest attributes is you can trust him to take care of the land. Smith cuts for Resource Management Service of Birmingham, Alabama. When Smith harvests a property, RMS says you know he will exceed the requirements of the best management practices for forestry. Smith is also trained in the Sustainable Forestry Initiative.
That's one thing about Jason. When you're done, it's kind of what you see out here today. The place is certainly going to be in better shape than it was when he got here. It's going to be clean. If you look around, just the landscape of his log jobs, everything's cut down, it's clean, it's kind of to the ground. His dozer work is impeccable. He goes above and beyond.
Jason Smith Logging is known for its safety. His 7-man crew has had no lost time accidents since the company started in 2011. Rather than conducting safety training himself, Smith carries his commitment one step further. He pays an outside company to do it.
Southern Safety Solutions started this. We got on board right when he started doing it, just so we would be sure we would have our safety meetings once a month. And I mean, he comes out, he schedules it, and he documents it, and plus we get an hour continuing education when he does come out and do that.
And at the end of the day, he wants everybody to return home and to be safe so they can get back home to their wife and kids. And that's the most important thing that he emphasizes to his crew on a daily basis.
One of Smith's top priorities is his family. He and his wife Kayla have 4 sons. She keeps the books for the company. Kayla and Jason are also active supporters of the Mississippi logging industry. Jason has served in the past as the president of the Mississippi Loggers Association. He is presently the vice president of the Southwest District of the MLA. Kayla serves as the district's secretary. The Smith family is very active in MLA's Log a Load for Kids program. Jason's mother, Ann, was one of the founding members of the state Log a Load for Kids committee when the MLA joined this nationwide effort in 1994. Through auctions and other fundraising events, the MLA has donated a total of $1.1 million to the Children's Hospital at the University of Mississippi Medical Center in Jackson. Unfortunately, Ann Smith passed away in 2007, but the family's commitment to Log a Load for Kids hasn't diminished.
Right when that was getting started in the mid-90s, my mama, she was one of the founding members. That's kind of a thing that drives us now.
The Smith family and logging are practically synonymous in southwest Mississippi. Jason's grandfather, Paul B. Smith, and his grandmother, Wessie, started the family's logging heritage when he returned from World War II. Paul B. Smith's 3 sons, including Jason's father, Jimmy, became loggers. Jason and his 2 brothers have their own logging companies. When it comes to awards, the Smiths are well represented. Jason's cousin Jeff Lee was MFA Logger of the Year in 2001. Jason's father was the 2004 MLA Logger of the Year. His uncle, Curtis Smith, was the MFA Logger of the Year in 2006. His brother Brad was honored with the title in 2008. His brother Lance was the Lincoln County Forestry Association's Logger of the Year in 2003. It took hard work and flexibility for Jason Smith to get through the recession. He harvested for companies and private landowners. Most people don't realize logging companies are just like businesses you find on a city street. Smith estimates he has at least $1.5 million worth of equipment. He tries to replace a major piece every year. Smith also keeps backup equipment so if something breaks, the crew can continue to work. With expenses like these, downtime is costly. If diesel is $3.35 a gallon, Smith pays about $2,000 a day.
Our average fuel consumption a day is 600 gallons or more just on a small operation.
Smith says logging sites can appear ugly to the uninitiated, but when harvested properly and replanted, forestry is sustainable.
People see a logging job and they say, oh, look how bad that looks, but if they go by a field that's being farmed, they don't think no different. We own the same conditions as a farmer. Ours is in a 30-year rotation instead of a 1-year rotation.
Well, you can watch this story again on Jason Smith on our Farmweek website, Facebook page, or YouTube. Our website address, farmweek.msucares.com. You can also find our fan page at facebook.com/farmweekusa. And Leighton, once again, Jason just a great guy, and he treats his men well, and you can tell that they return.
He's passionate about what he does.
They return his respect.